Okay, here's Alpha Trion. At Age of the Primes. I guess he's one of the 13. I think in the original show, I don't think he was one of the 13, but I could be wrong. I think in Transformers 1, I think he is. Right. And I think in this line, I think he's being counted as one of the Primes, I think. But anyways, there he is. Let me, let's do let me just measure him real quick here. So, I think he's about maybe 7 inches-ish. I would say, actually, pretty close to 6 inches. Pretty close to 6 inches long. And from tip to tip, I'd say like almost 4.5, not quite. Anyways, I want to check out his accessories first. So here's his quill that he like writes stuff with, I guess. And here's his book, which you can close up. There's not really much on here, but you can open it up. On that page, it's like a cassette player or something, and there's like some silver paint there, which I don't know what's going on. How these two pages also come apart. You have like whatever, it's pretty good looking, And then here, so that says till all are one. Pretty neat. I think they spell it T-I-L-L, which, I mean, technically wouldn't it be like apostrophe T-I-L? I don't know. I don't think I've ever spelled it. I don't think I've ever seen it spelled with 2 L's though. Just the word till. I don't know. I really don't know. It's probably right. I just don't know. Anyways, you do have some decent storage for these in the vehicle mode, so you can take this. Essentially, there's a tab there, and as you can see, there's a tab hole on both sides. You can tap it either side, doesn't matter. Tap it in there. There's actually, oh, that was kind of backwards. I think, oh boy. Hold on. It is a little tricky getting in there, but it will go in. And there's like a little notch in there that allows space for this, so it fits pretty well. Not so bad. Now this, there's a what do you call it? Tab slot, and there's a tab in there, and you just put it in here, and it fits really well. It's like perfect, very flush, right? Very effective. It's just a little loose, unfortunately, so like it doesn't stay in super well. But I'll leave these out for now. The Autobot symbol, you can actually take that out as well, so you could also count that as an accessory, I guess. There's like a little notch on top, so that way you can kind of get your nail on it and just kind of get it out of that socket there. But anyways, there it is. And you could stick it, in random spots if you want to put it there. Oh, no, it won't go in. I want to put it there for whatever reason. I don't know. And now I can't come out. Great. You could just stick it wherever. But anyways, for the ship itself, I think it's a ship. I think it's some kind of spaceship. I don't know if this is supposed to sit like flush, but as you can see, it's kind of an angle. I don't know if it's flush so I can really get it. But there's a lot of paint, like all this blue, this pink is painted, and then they have like a nice clear, shiny like cockpit thing. A lot of painted details. Not so much underneath, but I mean, I don't know what a Cybertronian ship's supposed to really look like, so I guess I'll just take the word for it and say that it looks pretty good, I guess. The one thing, so if you notice, you see like the weird like orangey, yellowy, like along that ridge there? There's a spot there, and there's a line there. I don't know what that is. I don't think there's any other colors on this figure that match that, so I don't know where that would have even came from, but it's got like a weird mark there. I guess it's battle damage now, but probably just like, you know, I don't think a lot of them are gonna end up like that. That was just a weird thing on mine, I guess. I guess we'll just transform it. So this, I guess, could also be considered an eccentric. This kind of has to come off, I think. So let me take this off, and I guess I'll show it to you, because I don't really know what it's supposed to be exactly. It's just like one of those things, like, oh, it's for the vehicle mode, you know. But then it also turns into like a shield. It's like, yeah, I guess it kind of looks like a shield. Like, yeah, it's like a tool. It's a weird thing, but it's a bit hard getting it untabbed and everything. Anyways, it's this thing. Its other functions, I guess, will show up more in robot mode, so I guess I'll get to that in a minute. Speaking of which, I'll get into robot mode. Okay, so here he's in his robot mode. For the most part, there's a few things I kind of left out. I want to kind of demonstrate something. So you see how you have to flip out the heels here? So this one, they're very difficult. One thing I want to point out, you really have to grab it and, like, you know, get this to come out. It's pretty tricky. Oh, no, I can't do it. There we go. And also, these little notches, you know, it'll snap in place. You know, on this one, I think it was it this one? Yeah. So if you look at this, I can kind of focus. You can see on the right side, it's actually damaged, that notch that it's supposed to just kind of snap on, because it was just too tight. It's not really a problem. It still snaps, and it's technically looser, and now it's tight now, so I guess it's technically good, but just kind of an odd thing. Also, okay, so I want to demonstrate this. So this thing, it's kind of weird. I believe when it's like this, I think is how this is like the shield mode or something. I guess it's like a shield. You could put it like. Actually, you know what? Probably supposed to go the other way. You actually unfold that and just fold it around itself like that. That way the peg is sticking out more. Then I think you could put that. Oh, sorry. Kind of peg it in. I guess it's not very tight and it spins, and I don't know. I don't know. It's a bit weird. Let me check the instructions just to be sure I'm doing this right. Because no, that's not right. I think you're supposed to have it the other way. Oh yeah. Still, I don't know if it's gonna go in, but we will see. Yeah, you see, like, it's not really. It doesn't go any further than that. And then, okay, I see. So that hole goes there. It doesn't rotate, but it's still kind of loose on there. It won't really hold in very well. But it looks cool, I guess. It's like a weird weapon of some variety. I don't really know. But anyways. Aside from that, I believe the way you store this, you essentially put it on his butt. Alright, so now for putting it on his butt, you want to put it the other way. Fold it around again. Then flip this thing the other way. So you want to orient it like that. You just it's just a spot where you just peg it in, and then I don't know if this like tabs in anywhere, but you kind of just put it down. Does it tab in? I thought it did, but maybe not. Yeah, I don't know if it does. And I guess it's just your storage. I don't know. Anyways, you have your robot symbol. Oh, sorry. Autobot symbol. And in the picture on the box, it shows him like holding it. Let's see if I can kind of get him to do it. I don't think I'm going to be able. He kind of shows him holding it like this, like in his hand. He's like, he's holding it forward. I can't get him to do it, but I don't know how you're. I don't know if there's like some way like I'm not doing it right. I don't know. Like if you kind of, like you can kind of have it in his. No, you really can't. Yeah, I don't know. Now, you could plug it in like a normal weapon and have him holding it like that. Not sure that'll get what, I don't know what that'll really get you, but you could. By the way, these little spikes on his shoulders, they actually do come off. So you could, like, the instructions, I think, suggest putting this on his shoulder. If that's what you want to do. I guess it's worth mentioning. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep these on his shoulders. But yeah, so I don't really know. The removable Autobot symbol is interesting. I just don't know there's anything you can really do with it. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it there. Like I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that really. So after that, you just put the book in his hand, like so. And then you put the quill in the other hand. It's actually very tight. I don't know why. It's very difficult to get the quill in there. But it will go in. And then you open the book or whatever, and then it like looks like he's like writing something. The one thing though, so if you look, like that pose where he's like holding the pen like onto the book kinda, I can't get him to do that. I don't know why. Like, I guess if you hold like that, it's not quite what's on the box though, and it looks very awkward. And I still can't really get him to have the pen like in the right direction. Like it looks alright. I guess it looks a bit weird to me. I don't know. It's actually very difficult to actually get him into a pose where he's really holding the book and like writing in it. Like that looks fine. Oh, and by the way, he holds the pen like this. You ever meet someone who holds a pen like that and like writes like that? That's wild. I've seen people like that. Anyways, so that's a bit of a bummer, honestly. I mean, you could just still have him like holding it and like just like kind of reading it, I guess, and just it'll still make for a cool like display or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, that pose I couldn't quite recreate, which is a bit disappointing. Speaking of which, we'll do the articulation. Let's start with the arms. Shoulder pads can move, and the shoulders themselves, just basic rotation and everything. Everything works. Bicep swivel, elbow swivel. Give you that much. It's pretty ugly and weird, but it's fine, I guess. I don't know why it's gotta be so ugly without giving me that much range. You do get fingers that come out, which is cool, I guess, and you use the transformation joint to move the wrist like that way. But there's no wrist rotation, and there's no there's no like elbow swivel or anything like that. Like, it's not like a way to kind of like, if you had him like this, you can't like rotate the hand like that way. So that's why it's kind of so hard to have him pose with a book and the quill. So the arm articulation is kind of problematic on this guy, and that I think kind of hurts it a lot. As far as the head goes, it's actually just rotation. It's just a simple rotation joint, and if you notice, the neck has a joint in there, so you can have him look down a little bit, and you can have him, that's mostly just for transformation, but you could use it, it's acceptable. But yeah. Yeah, he does rotate. Now, if you do have this on his back, it's obviously gonna get in the way a bit, depending on how you think you have things like oriented. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, he does actually have like an ab crunch, which I think is also like a transformation joint, but you could use it. Doesn't. If you move this stuff all out of the way, you can go back, you know, pretty good. As far as forward goes, you can go forward only a little bit. Now for the legs, I got some scratches on mine, so these like skirt pieces will move out of the way. But on the left thigh, I don't know if you can see that, there's kind of some scratches there. I don't know if I did that or what, but I'm guessing just from moving the leg like that, and then like this is scratching it. So maybe, I guess my word of advice is just to move this before moving the leg. I don't know. It didn't happen on this side though, so I don't know if that was from the factory or what, but that is what happened. But yeah, it's a very basic joint. Goes out as much as you're probably gonna need. It goes, you know what I mean? You can do whatever. Get your basic Transformers kind of thigh swivel, and you have a knee. Fairly effective. And the ankles, the foot. So actually, the foot doesn't move forward at all. And it technically moves back, but only, you know, without like, you know, the blue won't move back. This will. So if you didn't want to use the blue piece, like I guess you could, and then that's your kind of backwards movement, I guess. But then it's like kind of weird. Also, actually, that tab's gonna stick out. So actually, you really can't have them stand like that. So yeah, the articulation, the foot articulation is not great for forward and back, but he does get that though. You do get, you know, ankle tilt. It's not pretty, but it is there, so that's what you want. There you go. So I think, let me just measure him real quick. I'm curious as to approximately how tall he is. So it's about he's just over 6 inches. I mean, to the top of his head, it's like 6 1/4 maybe. Top of the little horn things, maybe a little over 6 1/2. He's not super big. I think he's a Voyager, right? Does it say on the box? Yeah, I don't think it says Voyager or anything like that. Huh. You know what I just noticed on the box? It does spell it with 1 L. Till all are one. Out of the way. Can I get this in the frame here? See? Till all are one. Apostrophe T-I-L. That's how it's spelled, right? I'm pretty sure. That's definitely T-I-L-L, 100%. T-I-L-L. I don't know. Maybe you could spell it that way. I don't know. There's just multiple spells. I really do not know. But anyways, here he is. He's a bit shorter than what's his face. A little bit smaller. And he's, you know, significantly smaller than big old Onyx Prime. But anyways, he's cool. I like the idea. He's got like a book, you know, and a pen. He does have some decent paint. I mean, he does have some paint applications. You know, like I feel like his mustache is even painted white. You know, he's pretty good looking. I mean, his design is like okay to me. His shoulders look a little weird and dislocated, I think, a little bit too like far out maybe. I don't know. He's cool enough if you like Alpha Trion, you know. If you're a big Alpha Trion fan, I think you'll be happy with it. Yeah, that's about it. Still excited to get the rest of the line. How many do we have now? Megatronus, Solus, Micronus, Alchemist, Prima Prime, Alpha Trion, Orange Prime, is that it? I think that's, what, that's 7? I think we're still missing a couple, actually. Interesting. Oh, and Vector Prime. So that's like 8 or something like that, but... Anyways, interesting line so far. Kind of some weird choices, I think. Some of the character designs, I mean, this is subjective, obviously, but some of the character designs are just kind of like, kind of cool, kind of weird, kind of like, I don't really know. I don't know if I love them, but they're fine, I guess. That's just kind of be up to you, I suppose. But anyways, guess I'll see you the next time I get another Prime.